Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Tenors Monday, November 18th, 2024. Welcome traders. So we're taking a look at SPY on multiple time frames. We're going to do a pretty quick video, look at some of the other indices, maybe in the daily time frame, and just kind of map out what's going to happen, mostly on the lower time frames. So we'll zoom through the higher time frames quickly. So we're doing this intraday about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 1:51. If you're interested in getting these videos intraday, please consider becoming a YouTube supporter member. That's the 99-cent YouTube member supporter. And also, if you want it, that comes with the Discord as well. So we're having a good time in the Discord. So let's jump into it. We have SPY on the monthly time frame. We have the 2008 top, 21 top, and 24 top here. So the monthly time frame has plenty of time left. Clearly, we're getting a rejection so far off of the line. We'll see what happens in the coming months. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, we're looking at a possible channel here. We don't have the we only have one touch on the bottom here, but we'll see what happens when we come up to that time. I also have some dashed lines here, and they will represent something we think in the future when we get down to those points. Here's one at the bottom here and a touch here, and I do think that's more of a likely scenario that we test this one, and we have a good support there as well. So we'll see. That's in the future, so I don't know how long that will take. Probably months. Going to the daily time frame. Well, one thing I just wanted to point out was we had our sell signal on the slow stock in the weekly time frame, so our divergences are starting to play out here. Down to the daily. Okay, in the daily time frame, I placed some trade alerts, and the members got those, and this is kind of where I'm getting it from. So we do have a wedge forming up here that we do have to break down from right now. But I think ultimately we're going to see this is a leg, the first leg. We're going to get a little bit of bounce here. We started that bounce. I think the bounce is going to go higher from here, but I'll show you the two scenarios on the lower time frame. So a bounce, and then our third leg, fourth, and fifth. And I think that would stretch out to this about, let's call it 560. So that's why my trade was, at that time frame into 565 for SPY, for example, and that's where I get that from. So we have a good consolidation zone here with support and resistance on each end, and so I think price will certainly dip down to this point and probably wick inside of it. So it's not a hard 565, it could be 560, and test this trend line here, and that will be a good point for a nice fairly large bounce. If this is a impulse wave, then we should get a wave 2, and we'll consider that a test, back test to this bearish rising wedge. So kind of the same look here. First of all, we're getting squeezed between the 8 EMA and the 20. So we can't trust that we will get over the 8 EMA just because that's our momentum indicator. So we could break down from here at this point. And again, I'll show you the different scenarios, but at this point, you got to be cautious. And I already started filing back into some of my puts, some of my short positions. And we'll look at the same thing with the Qs. So in the Qs, what happened on Friday, I started telling our members to hedge and protect their swing positions to the downside if they are swing traders. And the reason why is because we were at the 20 moving average on SPY, but we had come straight down here to this wedge bottom here, and also good support. All right, once support, resistance, support, resistance. So, and clearly we gapped over and gapped under. It's an important spot. And so when we got to that point, I said, this might get a little confusing on what's going on. So that's why we did. And again, on the 65, I'll show you. So we're underneath the 20. We're fighting with the 20 moving average right now. Have a little bit of room to get to the 8 EMA. And, NVIDIA is on Wednesday. So that's a a big day for tech. And if we do get our bounce, I think that will be, along with any other news information, will be the catalyst to head lower at that point. So it very likely we could get another update tomorrow. And with the VIX, so looking at the VIX, we're fighting with the 200 moving average and rejecting off of this point, also this downtrend line. And I do think it's possible we close this gap here before VIX starts heading to the upside and starts breaking downtrend lines and such. So trend line from the top to this point. If we start to break this downtrend line, I think we're off to the races there. So real quickly, SPY on the 65. We're looking at these two scenarios. Okay, so we had our resistance point, rejected off it, back tested, and came down here. So what we're looking at, it looks like a three-wave move. So clearly, if you're bullish, this is just a correction. We came down to the 50% retracement of this 5-wave move. It looks impulsive there, and that's certainly a 1-2 setup. We had great support also, and that was another reason why we protected our positions here. But we thought we were going to get a bounce here no matter what. So here's the scenario. We're just shy. I didn't do the options expected move. That's not where it's at this week. I'll have to adjust those for tomorrow's video. So getting up here and then dropping would give us a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move. So that's why we're ready for this type of move. But I think it's a little bit more sneaky for the market, and this could be the other. I think this is more likely the scenario. We bounce into NVIDIA earnings, and then we head lower. So we could get turned around Tuesday from this bounce and head lower, or we could easily, and here's how we'll count it. We could easily have a 1, 2, 3 in the yellow, 4, and this is the 382. We did not tag that yet. It's the 382, 4 would be a typical spot for bounce into the 382, and then a 5 lower, okay? But I think it's more likely, and I don't know if you could see this 1 here, that this yellow 1, 2, and then a white 1, 2, and we get a deeper retracement. That would get more of the bulls in and give them a false sense of security to the upside, especially while Tesla's so bullish that, that will translate to some people that the market is bullish. And so we have the 20th here. That's Wednesday. It says 18th, 19th, 20th. Yep. So this is Wednesday. We have a time relationship here. So where price is at that time. So maybe we go down into Wednesday. Then I think we'll have a nice sharp bounce. Or like I think is going to happen, a 1, 2, 1, 2 into Wednesday. And we reject off of that point. So those are the scenarios I'm looking for. And I'm already projecting. I want to clean this up just a bit. And then set that to green, likely bounce. Okay, so I'm already projecting this move here down to about 568, and that would be considered this wave. If I'm correct at counting, and this is another 1, 2 that we're forming, and it should be a zigzag. We're getting A, B right now into a C. That would project, if we do get up to the 62%, that would be our target for wave 3. And clearly you saw that I was talking about 565. That's our former all-time high, and that's where we had great support and resistance. And so it's right underneath there, but we can easily get that 3, get the wave 4 bounce. Okay, this wave 3, get a wave 4 bounce. And now that we're projecting, I can put that 3 a little higher, and then get the 4, 5 into this area here, and we'll see where the Qs are at that time, and see if that looks kind of like an alignment where the Qs are coming into support as well. And that's when we'll start really flipping our trade after we get a wave 5 here and a couple waves 5s at that point. Okay, so it could go lower, spike through the 565, but we'll see how this goes. And our wave 1 is pretty short here, so that could indicate that once we get this move completed with this structure, we could have a really short, stubby move here as well. Okay. The other thing is really this whole thing could just be a 1, and you see like a leading diagonal to start off, and then a wave 2. That doesn't really matter. It's kind of, you know, speculation on what the structure is, but just in case this is all a 1-2, then we're not going to get this 3-4, 3-4 down here. It could just be a simple move to the lows there. So that's why it really matters to put all these together and not sit on the count too much. Okay. And on the Qs, same kind of thing. So in the near term, we came up to that trend line, and that's why we protected our positions, gapped up, and now we're heading into probably gap area, whether we close it or not, and head lower from there. I do think we get a rejection, break down from the wedge, and then start moving as a wave 3. And we kind of projected that, so let's keep some numbers in mind. You have the gap at here at the 470, and I think that's pretty appropriate for this next move. Yeah. So again, we just did the same thing with SPY, and this will be kind of the area where we're looking at. If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 wave move lower tomorrow, then we'll see a bounce again up here. But if this just continues to bounce, then I think it's more likely that we have a 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't have it all marked out yet, but I did, just in case, right here, a 1, a 2 pullback, and the wave 3 is projected to be right around here at 474. And again, if this is all just one wave here, and it fits even better, really, but it kind of adjusts right down to that 473 area. Okay, so to be more conservative, we'll leave it there, and we'll look for a wave 3 into this move here, a 4 bounce, and then a wave 5 to complete it somewhere a little bit lower. All right. So that's pretty much it, you guys. Don't want to go over. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So get this video out to you. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like the video, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.